Hey everyone, it's Desiree and welcome. We are now, and I'm sure some people are thinking finally, launching my 2019 25 Days of Christmas series. This is the second year that I've done this. Of course, the first was in 2018, and everyone has been asking if I was going to do this again. Absolutely, and I had started to announce it in previous videos. So remember, these are not all new items. These are items mainly that came from my stash that I dug around in and looked at everything Christmas. These are not also my favorites. These are just items as I was looking through my stash that made me go, yes, I have an idea for that. Oh, I'd like to see this. Oh, this would be neat if I did this. So that's how the choices came about. Although I will say for day one, I am starting out with my favorite. I mean, we all have our favorites. And mine just happens to be Tim Holtz and the Stampers Anonymous and the Alterations stuff and all of that. I am a huge fan of the vintage grunge and all of that. It's kind of what I do lean towards, but not the only thing that I do make. So, and plus, if you've seen my previous videos, you guys know that. But I love all the companies that are available to us. I wish I could show you all of the companies, but I would need a lot more than 25 days. This is also my way of saying thank you to them, to show their products, to talk about their products. If it wasn't for them, we would not be able to, or I should say, would not be able to do what I'm doing now. So I am fully enjoying this journey that I'm on. And I am now looking at my window and oh my God, it is snowing. Really? Sorry, sidebar. For those of you that are new to my channel and you're just curious, please know that a lot of these videos are going to be done like this, where I'm going to talk. I'm not going to do any editing. You are just going to watch me create the card or the project that's associated with that day. So I can guarantee you these are going to be long videos. If you don't like long videos and if you don't like Gabby, oh my, please stop now. I too tend to get a little bit Gabby. Mainly focusing on what we're doing. Sometimes I go off on a different avenue, but I bring myself back quickly. So, without holding anything up, since this is day one, this should be around 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully I launch it at that time on Thanksgiving, and that is a holiday that us in the States, we celebrate. That is when I will always start this series. I can't start it before. It drives me crazy. The commercials, oh my God, I've got to wait till the day after. So let's get started. So there are some things that I did already do. Like I did take care of my die cutting and so forth, because there's a lot of die cutting in this one. The two projects that I'm using, or products that I'm using, of course, are by Sizzix, designed by Tim Holtz. This one was released this year, so it is one of the newer products, and this has been out for some time. I love this. This has a lot of greens, especially for the holidays, as you can see. Nice size, almost the size of my hand. This is the die that we will be using in 2 different shades. And then for these awesome ornaments, these are just beautiful, and they reminded me of the old-fashioned metal ornaments. Have them from my grandmother. My sister loves to put them up. I love to look at them and then pack them away so that they don't break. I just don't want to lose these, and these just brought back some wonderful memories when it comes to the holidays and us going to my grandmother's and everything else, and her trees with all of those ornaments. So that's kind of why I'm also starting out with this one as well. What is great, now these are like layering dies. They're not like, they are, and they are in pieces, and we know Timmy likes to get down to really small pieces. But the beauty that he did is, and we're looking at this ornament here, the blue, he actually labeled them, so you'll know all the dies that go for that one ornament. So you can see blue 1, blue 3, and blue 2. So you have 3 different dyes to create this ornament here. The toppers are all separate. You'll have one that says yellow, one that says red, and another one that says green. Now the green's got 4 dyes, I believe. So he made it really easy. Now, you all can ask, when did I notice he did that? I'm just saying. Yeah, you all probably already knew this. You figured it out before I did. So, as I said, I did already do a lot of my die cutting already, because then this video would have been forever long. So these are the 2 that I have so far. They are absolutely gorgeous. The papers that I'm using are from his metallic series. He has these 2 pads. This one's called Confections, and this one's called Jewels. So I like to look at these. These are the pastel shades of these. These are the darker shades of these. So they do coincide with each other. Now, he also has his packs where there's just 2 colors. He has his silver and gold. This is the one that started it all, remember? All the metallics, they have a craft back, which is wonderful. And this is the copper and rose gold that he has released recently as well. So my toppers are going to be gold, and you can see them here. So I do cut them out. I wasn't quite sure which ones I would be using. And these little containers that you see, I get them from my local dollar store, because let me tell you what, there's some small pieces going on here. So these here are the pieces. I'm going to gingerly dump them out for my final ornament. Now, what's great is you get the base. So you've got all of these indentations, so it will actually show you where these pieces are going to go, so that they can, you know, be placed a little easier. So between my tweezers and my wax pencil, that is fine. We should be good to go. I've got my liquid glue, and I'm just going to start very small amounts of glue. Usually dots work. And now I'm just going to set my pieces in place. So if you like puzzles, oh, here's a project for you. Absolutely. All right, so we have that one set. I'm going to put this one down here. Go there. So I will say this is the easier of these 2. Just saying. It was it's interesting. But I mean, I do like puzzles. But patience, you need to have some patience here. This would also, now again, I chose to use the metallics. I know this would work also very well with regular cardstock. Also, the colors that you would be able to get would be absolutely gorgeous. Now, I don't know if that would, yes, would be absolutely gorgeous. So, and even on some of the layers that you're putting on, they will have pieces that go on top of them as well, just like that one right there. So I'm just going to push down a little bit. And there you go. Now you can see it went quick, but as I said, this is the easiest of them. But the colors are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we have our card base. So I'm using the gold as my frame. And what I did was I did cut the center out so that I could be stingy with my metallics, because yes, I must be stingy with my metallics. And now this will sit on top. Now this is a piece of ivory cardstock, and it's the Very Vanilla by Stampin' Up. And I ran it through my die cutting machine, which is my Spellbinder 6, through my Music Sheet Alterations Embossing Folder. And then, of course, I came in with the vintage photo. You knew the vintage photo was coming in, right? I'm just saying. Came in with some vintage photo around the edges and over it as well. So I'm going to set my frame aside because I don't need that right now. And I'm going to bring in my greens. So here are the greens. And what I want to do is I just want to place these around because I want them to come across this piece. Now, I may not use all of these, which is fine, but I know that one is going to sit there. So I'm just going to start gluing this. Now, when I glue these, again, we're just using tack methods here, wherever the biggest area is that can glue down. That's pretty much what I go with. So we're going to set that one, and I'm okay if they pop up, because again, that's just more dimension that I think. And I want that to just come across like that. These are extremely intricate, and they will rip easily. All right, so now I want that one to come down like that. I just want to make sure my stems, wow, that my stems are being held. The problem is I'm not pushing down because it's on the embossed area. So that's what the issue is. Because I do want this to be full. So I'm looking for these to cross. And again, you're just layering. I really do enjoy layering the cardstocks to get those different effects and looks that you can get, because the more that I keep layering this, the actual more dimensional that it's going to get. So when you're looking at something like this, now don't get me wrong, it's absolutely fine to say, okay, I'm just going to put one layer down. And I think it's also the paper that I used. I have this paper, and I'm going to be honest, and I hate to say it. I usually do not say it ever. I hate this paper. I can't even tell you what it is, but there's this, can you see there's like this pattern to it? Oh, it's horrible. It does not like me. I don't like it. Just not a fan at all. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with this last one. And then that's just going to come right in off of the top. And I'm actually going to angle that just a little bit more off that green there. And I'm just going to put a lot of pressure because this paper, I don't know why, it does not like, see, it just keeps popping up. It doesn't like glue, and it is the most frustrating thing in the world. It takes forever. Even art glitter glue, it just takes forever to hold. Now at this point, I'm going to trim off this side, because then I know where that edge is. So now that we've got that working here, so now I want to put my ornaments in. So this one I'm going to have come through here. I will have this one come through here, and then this one come through here as well. And again, it's okay that, I mean, this one is very long. Now, can you correct that? Absolutely. I could trim this if I wanted to, so that I could have it coming here. And that's something that I am going to look at. I know there's a lot of work, but again, you know, we look at how it looks as we're going together with the pieces. So that one is going to hang there. This one's actually going to hang like that. And then this one's here, because again, it comes off of the page, which makes it look awesome. As a matter of fact, this one's actually going to go here, and those branches are going to come up over it. So now we need to have our toppers. I think I can go with a lot of the smaller ones, but let's put a dab of glue there. Got that one. Got that one. And we got this one. Okay. You know, sometimes I'll be a little quiet there. Oh my. All right, so now we're just going to look at, I'm going to snip that, because now we're just going to have that go up in there. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue. And carefully, we're going to just push that right up in there. And we'll just hold it down just a little bit. And then I'm going to lift up and add some glue below it. Wow, see? That's what happens. Yeah, but we're okay. Same thing. I'm going to add some glue on this. And then some light dots coming up there. And again, I'm putting more pressure than what I normally would because of the embossing, the raised areas on the embossing folder. Same thing. I'll put the last one on. Okay. All right, now I'm going to let that sit just a little bit. And of course, you know that we must have a flourishy thing coming off of that section. Again, if you've seen my previous videos, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to grab my twines, and I want to grab my red organza. And my gold. Or cream. Whatever color that is. Ivory. We'll go with ivory. Okay. So I'm just going to cut. I want that length. And then I've got some of my thicker twine here. And I'm just going to cut that to be the same length. Or approximately. Same thing on this. You know, it's amazing. I love making all of these frilly things and everything else, but I can't stand making tassels. I'm just saying. I have never been a tassel maker. I love them. I love the dangle of them. I love the fact that all the things that you can add to it and so forth. But, oh God, making them, it drives me crazy. And I've tried all of the things, the tools. I don't know. Eventually, I just gotta, you know, give it up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to fold that in half again. Let's see here. I've got this, and we got this. As I'm shoving that up in the camera, so sorry. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty even. All right. So this is where I just keep my fingers crossed and pray that the bow that I'm making does not get hung up on my fingers in any way, shape, or form, which it does. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this. I don't know why it always gets hung up on my fingers. But anyway, I make this big circle. I keep pinching everything around. I then pull it through this loop, pray I have everything, and then I just pull. And I know I don't have everything in there, but that's okay, because I'll figure out what's missing. And then I just play. Let's see, I have this. All right, so I got that one there. And then I've got this. So basically what I truly am going for is to just have chaos. Does that make sense? When it comes to this. So you can see how things are just twisting and turning and having all kinds of fun with what they're doing. My ultimate goal is to make sure that things are also even, but to a point. I don't want this to be too big where it's going to overwhelm this piece, because I don't want that to happen either. But again, I love the differences. So like you've got this one side that's a little longer, so I just trim it. It's almost like a hair thing. You know, we just trim, let it fall where it may. And then decide which way I want that to sit on my piece. And it's just by looking at it. And again, I'm okay. These cards here, when I make these styles of cards, these are ones that I hand to people. Now, what's wonderful with jute or twine, you want to make sure that you pinch this, but if you roll it along your paper creaser, it will curl. So that's something that's awesomely fun. So again, just playing with it, seeing what type of shapes I can get, tightening it down if I have to, just to have those differences. Now remember, you can always take this, which is what I'm going to do here, and I'm just going to fold it in half, so that when I fold it in half, it'll actually be sitting like this off of the corner. Okay, so now with that, what do we use to secure this? Glue dots. You guessed it, glue dots. Glue dots are awesome. They are the best thing. Whoever came up with a glue dot knew what they were thinking about. I'm just saying. But they are extremely, extremely helpful. So I'm going to pull this one off, and I'm going to put that right in there. And now I'm going to fold her over again. So I'm actually just folding it on top of herself. And now you see you have that, it's like a corner of a bow, and you can see how it's going to take the corner. Now I'll trim this and all of that, so don't worry. We will be able to see everything. But again, that's the beauty of creating your cards. I am a fan of the vintage photo look. So putting something together like this is something that I truly do enjoy and have a lot fun with. Now I'm going to hold on to that string and make that curly Q out, which it did. And now I just want to look at these and make those just a little bit shorter. Cut them on an angle. And this one's kind of the oddball there. All right, I'm going to flip her over. And now I'm going to trim. I know you're all cringing, I'm sure, but it's okay. It's like a photo. Think of it that way. When you have a photo, most of the time you're not able to get everything in on the photo, right? That's what I'm doing here. So now I'm going to get this glued down onto my base. And of course you all saw that I also put it in the center, and I didn't want to do that. But that's okay, because we're going to set it down and lift it up. And now we can do that because now I know that it's centered. And again, this will cover the entire front because the outer part of the gold is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I will just put some pressure down on the sides and also in the center. And if you have seen my previous videos, sometimes I am not one to put a sentiment on the outside. I like the card to let itself be, because then you can make it whatever you want. If you want to make this a Christmas card, you can use a sentiment in here that says Merry Christmas. If you're just sending somebody a note because you're thinking of them, it can have a holiday theme to it. So now on the inside you can just stamp it, just a note, or thinking of you. So sometimes you'll see a lot of my cards probably will not have a sentiment on them. We do a lot of work on the outside of our cards. Who wants to cover them up sometimes? Right? Right. So guys, that is it. This is day 1 of my 2019 25 Days of Christmas series. I hope you enjoyed it. All of the products that I used will be linked down below if you wanted to check them out. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure you leave those down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I want to thank you so much for stopping by and starting our series together. Again, I do hope you enjoy the choices that I've made for you to enjoy. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell and the thumbs up. By ringing the bell, you will know when the next video goes live. And this series, believe it or not, it does move kind of quick. It gets me to the holidays a lot quicker, which I'm not sure I'm a fan of. But, you know, still haven't done my shopping. But that's okay. It's the wonderful time of the year, they say. And it truly is. For those of you that have been here prior, I am so thankful for you. Thank you so much for sticking around, for being a part of my member, and I look forward to you continuing into 2020 along with everybody else. Guys, I hope you are enjoying your day. Have a good one, but always remember what's most important for me. Always be creative. Till next time.